This is Barbara from artisticsoul.co.uk. I am an animator and the background designer of the Three Musketeers animated production. Today, I will show you how I animated the chess room scene. It was one of the most complex scenes to animate, but I will try to simplify it for you. Let's begin. After painting individual chess pieces, I had to arrange them on chessboard. I painted two perspectives in order to show different camera angles and to create some close-ups and switch between the wide view of the chess room and the close-up on the chess figure movements. This arrangement was done in Photoshop with help of its folders and layers. This helped me to keep the color groups and figures well organized. I paid attention to the correct order of my layers to fit the perspective. Let me fast forward this part. Once all layers were created, I imported the Photoshop file to After Effects. And this is where fun begins. I won't go through every single move because it would have taken a few hours of explanation, but I want to point out a couple of important things. Starting with the top view of the chessboard, you will notice I overlap the figures as the moves are done. The opacity played a crucial role here. For instance, Queen's yellow rook beats King's brown rook. In this moment, I reduced the brown rook's opacity to 0%, so it looks like it's been taken out from the chessboard. The same thing was done for other pieces. Let me fast forward this part. The second important thing are poses. Because it is a comedy, I exaggerated the rules of the chess. It also enhances the dialogue and shows that the king can do pretty much anything he wants. He will even get away with changing the rules of chess. You will notice that some of his moves are completely bizarre. They even consist multiple moves for one figure at a time. To animate this, I created the keyframe for every position of King's figures and stretched each keyframe to create a pose. Of course, everything had to follow the soundtrack and a whole game had to fit within the scene's time frame. When top view was animated, I created a new composition and imported the second perspective of the chessboard. I started by establishing how the camera might move throughout this scene. And once I figured it out, I arranged all figures to match the positions from previously animated camera angle. By constantly switching between the camera views, I monitored the keyframes of each chess figure and replicated this movement onto the new perspective. This enabled me to create a smooth transitions between the top view, the wide chess room view, and the close-up shots. The principle of animating was pretty much the same as it was with the first chessboard. So keyframes, reducing the opacity, and keyframe poses were the main things to consider. There was, however, another element I had to add because in this view, some layers were on the first plan while others behind them. Altogether, there were 32 layers. So to keep the track of realistic perspective, I had to duplicate some of the figures, especially when they moved from the back to the foreground. This part was a bit more tricky than the previous scene, but with the right organization, I managed to create a pretty realistic effect. Throughout this scene, you will notice Queen's figures disappear, while some of King's figures run away and skip their turn. Luckily, I enjoy playing chess in real life, so I had so much fun animating this scene and coming up with bizarre alterations to the game. I hope you will enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed animating it. I will soon be adding the deleted scenes from the Three Musketeers, so please subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. You can also check more of my work by visiting my website. I will add a link in the description below, as well as some other links that you might like to watch. Thanks very much for watching my video, and see you next time. Bye.
King to King 4, Majesty.
Ah.
Excellent move, my king. Rook to Queen's Rook 1. Check.
My queen, you've been practicing.
It would surely be of great offence, Your Highness, to refuse the king what he desires.
And what does the king, my husband, desire?
My queen, obviously.
Yes, Your Grace, that is a given. But doesn't the Queen look magnificent in the diamonds? They are an emblem of your marriage vows and your love for one another.
Yes, quite. Then it is settled. Anne, my queen, you will wear the diamonds to the greatest ball the court has ever seen.
Checkmate, sire.
What? Oh, yes. Very good. I seem to have won.